Well, viewers, I've finally managed to get my hands on a rake of the Hattons Genesis 4 and 6 wheel coaches. Were they worth the money? Well, that's what we're going to find out in today's video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Class 47 Peter YouTube channel. And today I'm here to take a look at some of the Hattons Genesis coaches that they've been releasing this year. Now, I have wanted to get myself some of these Hattons Genesis coaches for a while now, since they were releasing them. The ones I wanted to get were the LNWR ones, which I have a rake of them here. I have a rake of 6 of them. That's going to be enough for me on the layout, especially to go behind Hardwicke, which is the reason why I got these, because that locomotive, whenever I'm on the layout, it's just crying out and in need of some matching stock. And when Hattons did announce that they were released on the website, they were only in a limited supply, so I had to be as quick as I could to get them. And so I've got myself a rake of them, and here they are. And what I've done is I've gone for a mix match. I've gone for one of the 4 coach packs, which comes with a couple of the 4-wheel coaches and 6-wheel coaches, and then I bought 2 extra coaches. I bought one 4-wheel coach and a 6-wheel coach to give a mismatch in the range, because I was inspired by one of the formations on Hattons' website for the Genesis coaches, which saw one of the improved President locomotives with a rake of the LNWR stock, which had a mix match of the 4 and 6 wheel coaches, and I thought that that would be somewhat different to have, rather than just having the rake either just all 6 wheel coaches or all 4 wheelers. So that's why I've done that. And these turned up in the post last night from Amazon, from their delivery service, and I have been dying to get them out. So I'm going to get these open and we're going to have a look at them on the layout, but I'm only going to be looking at 2 of these coaches in detail. I'll look at one 6-wheel coach and one 4-wheel coach, because the detail is going to be pretty much the same on all the others, to be honest. So let's get these open. So here we have all of my 6 LNWR 4 and 6 wheel coaches out of the box. I only showed one of them being unboxed on camera, because there wasn't much point showing the unboxing of all of them on screen. So I am really happy with these. And also I shall be putting the magnetic couplings that I use on both ends, so that I can have the stock couple behind the loco either way. But also I could perhaps switch these around as well if I wanted to, so the possibilities, I guess, are endless. So I'm going to do a quick test to see just how free rolling that these coaches are. So I've taken the 4-wheel brake at the end, as I'm just going to push it along down the track. I mean, because the baseboards aren't exactly that even, it is going to roll back a little. But that's very free rolling, that is, so that's great to see. And that is very smooth as well. So there's going to be no problems there when being hauled by the locomotive. Right, so we better make a start on the detail of these coaches. So we're going to start off with one of the 6-wheelers. Now, being Genesis couches, they are basically generic couches, so they might not be 100% correct, but I gladly welcome stock like this in RCR for model railways, because it's not like there's a great deal of pre-grouping era livery stock on the market. So, you know, it is nice to see more stock like this being produced. And the detail that's gone into these is just absolutely tremendous. They're not budget or basic low quality models, they are high quality products. And I think I can say that I was lucky with getting my rake of LNWR couches, because I've just looked on the Hattons website and the vast majority of them are sold out. All that's left is 2 of the 4 couch packs, one with and without the lighting, as well as 2 6-wheel brake couches. So I think it was lucky that I got these when I did, because otherwise I would have missed out on them. And you don't know if Hattons are going to re-release them or not. So I can count myself lucky with that one, and I'm really happy that I did get them when I did. And I think that these models are just amazing. No matter where you look at them, they're brimming with detail. First of all, we have plastic unsprung buffers. I don't mind the lack of sprung buffers on these models. I don't really have much care for sprung buffers. You could argue we could have had metal buffers, which, as nice as that would have been to see, the detail on the plastic ones I still think is good. We have slim tension lock and M couplings, which shall be fitted and replaced in time. For magnetic ones, you have a pre-fitted vacuum pipe as well. Then you have steps on the ends of the couches, so that's for if people need to climb to get to the top of the roof for whatever reason, then they can do, and they're there, and they're separately fitted. Then you've also got separately fitted handrails on the ends of the couch, and zooming in on the camera, you can see we have separately fitted lamp irons as well. Moving to the underframe detail, as you can see on the chassis frames, you've got rivet detail. You've also got the axle boxes and springs, as well as the step boards, which on the Hornby ones you have to fit yourself, but not on the Hattons ones, so that's a plus. You have metal wheels fitted on all the couches, and just look at the detail on those. I mean, that is just stunning. And also, can we just take a look to admire the underframe detail? Bear in mind, this is detail that you're never really going to see that much when these are running, but all that detail that's there is not moulded, it's separately fitted. You have glazing in all of the windows of the couch, and the glazing you can see through clearly as well to see the interior. And even the door handles and this little handrail there, they're separately fitted, and they've been painted as well. And again, that's just some superb detail. It's detail that didn't necessarily need to be separately fitted, but it is, and it just looks absolutely fantastic. Now, the roofs of these couches is actually removable. They're held in place with small clips, and the way to remove it is by, according to the instructions, gently lifting up the roof from the body. Now, I have tried to do this and I have found it very difficult, so I am going to not show the interior detail in this video, unfortunately, and the reason for that is because the roofs just seem to be a bit stubborn, they just won't come off. But also, the thing is, when you got models such as this, when you got all this detail on them that's separately fitted, there is the risk of damaging the model, damaging the detail, breaking it off, and then having to spend some minutes gluing it back on, or even looking for those bits of detail should they drop on the floor. If that happens, you might not ever find those bits of detail. And I wouldn't want to risk damaging these couches, to be honest with you. So for that reason, I can't show the roof off these couches. I'm afraid, but it has been shown in other reviews, so you know, nothing too much to worry about. I guess it's not a big loss. You know, I would like to have seen all the detail for myself in these couches, but when the roofs are being stubborn to remove, and plus you got all this separately fitted detail on them, I'd rather not risk damaging these couches in any way, to be honest. But there we go. But the detail that you get inside there is you have the luggage racks that are separately fitted and painted. Plus you've got the seats with the armrests as well. Yeah, the seats have been painted as well. I believe there's also floorboard detail as well. And also, if you get a coach with the lavatory, you've actually got toilets inside those as well, which are painted. You also get coupling hooks as well, and as you can see, they have chain links on them. The chain links themselves are part of the moulding on that hook, but they're there. And they look nice, and what I particularly like about those is that they're not dangling too low down, so the couplings don't clash with them, causing derailments. Hattons have also done versions that have lighting in them. Now the ones I've gone for do not have the lighting, and the reason for that is because it was cheaper for me to buy a rake without the lighting, because it would have cost more money otherwise. I don't really mind, to be honest, that these don't have the working lights, these versions that are bought. I can live without lighting, it's no big deal really, to be honest. But there you go. So you know, I'm fine to have these couches without the lighting, especially because the majority of couch rakes I have don't have lighting in them anyway. I do have some that have it, but not all of them. So I don't really mind that. But also, just look at the detail that you get on the roof. You have all the roof vents on the top there. Not moulded, they're separately fitted. Plus you've got the pipe work there running on top of the roof, and then running down on the end of the couch. That's all separately fitted, and it can actually come out once you've unclipped the roof as well, from what I understand. And that's just some stunning detail. It's detail like that that really do make a big difference, I think, on models like this. It's a model that certainly doesn't lack in any detail. On the end of this couch you have the pipework that I've just mentioned that runs on top of the roof, going down the end. You've also got some more pipework on the end of the couch there as well, as you can see, and that is separately fitted. You've got a pre-fitted vacuum pipe and lamp irons. Again, that's separately fitted bit of detail, that is. Not moulded. And it's there, it certainly hasn't been left off. So now we're going to come on to the livery application, and the livery application that's been applied to these models is stunning. There's no imperfections or blemishes anywhere at all. It's a smooth and even coat of paint, and the livery itself is, I think, a beautiful livery. This is what's known as the plum and spilt milk livery. The bottom half of the couch is painted in a deep purple colour, and the top half there is white. Now this livery is actually interesting because with the white it tends to either get dirty quite quickly, especially in steam days, because of all the ash and etc. from the locomotives, but also it would tend to get discoloured and go into a sort of a yellowy creamy colour, if you like. So what they did was they came up with a colour called coach white, and they added a little bit of blue in the white to get around the discolouring problem. And the livery's been, like I say, it's been evenly applied, and I think what really sets it off is the lining, which is all crisp and neatly done. Then you've got the first, second and third class style font on the appropriate doors, and they've got the font correct. You've also got the coach number in this case. The coach is 4690. Correct style numerals, and again all that's been crisply and neatly applied, as well as you've got the LNWR crests on the body as well, and again that's crisply and neatly applied, and I think this is a beautiful livery. I would like to see more LNWR livery coach in stock now, produced in RTR. The bogie coaches would be nice. So, manufacturers, pretty please. Right, that's the 6-wheel coach covered in detail, so now we're going to talk through one of the 4-wheelers. So the one I've chosen to talk about is the brake coach. This is the one that has the windows on the end of the couch, as you can see. The 6-wheel brake I have doesn't have the windows on the end, though they have done that, which you can buy separately. But to be honest, I don't really mind that one coach has the windows on the end and the other one doesn't. I think that actually looks a bit more interesting, rather than having the same type of brake coach in the rake. Which again is also the reason why I chose a mismatch of the 4 and 6 wheel vehicles for this rake. Because again, it's just something a bit different, rather than having just the same type of coach in one rake, if you understand what I mean. So the detail on the end of the couch, it's just absolutely stunning. I mean, you can really appreciate that Hattons really have gone to town with these models. You have glazing in all of the windows, especially on the ends just here of the couch. You've also got glazing down along here as well, on these parts that stick out on the end of the couch. Perhaps that didn't necessarily need to have glazing in it, but it does. And you know, the way that's done is fantastic. Again, you've got separately fitted pipework detail, pre-fitted vacuum pipe, separately fitted handrails and painted as well, plus separately fitted lamp irons. You know, it really does have a wealth of detail on it. Again, you have plastic unsprung buffers, though again I don't really mind that. I think the rest of the detail on these couches makes up for not having metal buffers. You've got slim tension lock NEM couplings, which again will be replaced with magnetic ones sooner or later. You've also got dummy coupling hooks on the buffer beam, and there's also some rivet detail as well on the buffer beams as well. Again, with the underframe detail, you have rivet detail on the chassis frames. You have axle boxes and springs and the step boards, which again are pre-fitted. You don't have to fit them yourself, like on the Hornby ones. Again, you have metal wheels and a wealth of separately fitted underframe detail. Again, this is detail that you're hardly ever going to see when they're running on the layout, but when you can see it as it is now, you know, it is really something that catches your eye. On the other end of this couch you have separately fitted handrails, lamp irons, you've got this footsteps as well on the ends, pre-fitted vacuum pipe, again unsprung plastic buffers, dummy coupling hook, and again a slim tension lock NEM coupling. The detail on the roof again doesn't let down either. You have the separately fitted roof vents, and they just look stunning, especially with the amount of detail that's gone into those. Again, you do have a fully detailed interior inside the couch, but again, because of how stubborn the roofs are and the fact that they have so much detail on them, I just simply can't get the roofs off, and I don't want to risk damaging or breaking off any of the detail. So I'd rather not attempt to remove the roof, especially when they're being a little bit stubborn to remove anyway. Again, separately fitted and painted handrail and door handles running down alongside the coach body by the doors. You've also got separately fitted handrails on the ends there of the couch, just here as you can see. And again, you've got the gorgeous livery application of the vehicle, especially with the lining that I think really sets this livery off. You know, I think that this is a livery that's almost on par with the Pullman coach livery. You know, it really is a gorgeous and beautiful livery to look at. Really lovely. Won't bore you with all the details that are on it, such as the crests and the font and numerals, etc. I've already talked about that. So you get the gist with that. Again, it's all done to the same quality as well, and the spec. So nothing really different there. With these models you also get additional step boards, and I think these are for radius 3 and above, I think, if I remember rightly. I'm sure someone will correct me if I am wrong. So I won't be fitting these personally, because there are already step boards fitted to the couches, but if you wish to swap them over, then you can do. And these are made of metal as well. I'll quickly talk through the quality of these models. The quality seems to be pretty good. The only thing I had with one of these couches, which was this one, that pipe that goes down from the roof, running down on the end of the couch, it wasn't fitted into the pipework running down on the end of the couch properly. It just, I think, pop into place. That one would come unpopped. It wouldn't go back in without a little bit of glue, to be honest with you. You know, some might say, why didn't you just send it back? Well, this particular couch, as well as the vast majority of them, other than the 4-packs, are now sold out. So if I did send it back, I wouldn't probably get a replacement, and that would be a bit of a shame, really, because these were couches that I wanted. So if it means, in that case, having to rectify a very small thing with just a small amount of glue, you know, I'm fine with that, I'm happy. At least I've still got these couches to enjoy on the layout. So that's the important thing. So now that I've covered these couches in detail, as well as talking a bit about the livery and the quality as well, we're now going to get them running on the layout. And what better locomotive to haul these couches but Hardwicke, the very locomotive that I bought these couches for in the first place. So very much looking forward to this. And then once that's over, we'll then come on to my verdict for these models. So I'll see you in a bit. So we've seen the Hattons Genesis couches in LNWR livery being hauled around the layout by Hardwicke. And I have to say, and I'm sure you might agree with me on this, I thought that that locomotive with these couches made a splendid sight. I'm glad that I bought these models now. You know, they really will make a fantastic addition to the layout. So with that being said, what's my final verdict on these models? Were they worth the money? Most definitely a yes. And would I recommend them? Again, a yes. I know that these are generic couches, but it's just great to see more rolling stock like this being produced in the market for ready to run. Especially pre-grouping era liveries, because it's not like there's a great amount of pre-grouping era stock to run in model form. So it's great to see more of that, especially as well. Certainly most welcoming. Would I consider buying more of these Genesis couches from Hattons? I probably would do, yes. The South Eastern Chatham Railway ones are tempting. So perhaps maybe after Christmas I might consider buying a 4-pack of those. Because it would be nice to have them for my South Eastern and Chatham Railway locomotives. I know in batch 3 they're supposed to be doing the SDJR livery ones. So I think I'll definitely be getting some of those for my SDJR livery 1P tank. So if you haven't yet got any of these models, I would definitely recommend them. The Hornby models, you know, they're still good for what they are, but the Hattons models, when it comes to detail, they are superior. And you know, they just look absolutely beautiful wherever you look at it. You know, they're definitely well worth the money. They're not low quality budget models, they're high quality products. You know, they just really are superb. So it's nice to have another rake of the 4 and 6 hub coaches in the rake. And now that I've finally got some matching stock for Hardwicke, you know, that's fantastic. She shall be seeing that locomotive hauling this rake quite often now. I could even have an excuse as well to run my coal tank with these coaches as well. I know it's not in the LNWR livery, but it's still an LNWR loco. Perhaps, who knows, maybe some of these other manufacturers will consider as well making more LNWR livery locos as well, or other pre-grouping era locos that haven't been done in RTR yet as well. Who knows what the future could bring. So, Hattons Genesis coaches, highly recommended. Definitely well worth the money. I would say, get your wallet out and go ahead and buy. Regardless how many rakes you want and how many liveries, I'd say go for it. So that's it then for my review on the Hattons Genesis coaches in LNWR livery. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you've enjoyed. As ever, if you like what you see, then please do subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button and feel free to post a comment, and after watching this video, if you want, why not check out all my other videos that I've got on the channel. But until then, take care. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Goodbye for now.